So you've been doing some research and you're trying to see if Santa Rosa, California is the best place for you. Well, you've certainly come to the right spot. In this week's video, I'm going to be going over 10 reasons why not to move to Santa Rosa, California. Stay tuned. What's up, guys? My name is Danny M. Cronin. I'm a real estate agent right here in Santa Rosa, California with W Real Estate. And if this is your first time to my channel, please consider subscribing. I drop weekly content once a week, every single Friday, with everything that has to do about Sonoma County. So if that's something you're interested in, please hit that subscribe button so you are notified next time I release a video. Without further ado, let's get into this week's video, which is 10 reasons why not to move to Santa Rosa, California. Reason number one is the traffic here in Santa Rosa. For whatever reason, it seems like each year that passes, the traffic just gets worse and worse and worse. And we're not even a terribly big city. We only have 200,000 people here in Santa Rosa. You know, it used to just be like anytime after 5 o'clock, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, it was pretty bad. Now it seems like no matter what time it is, there's always going to be a little bit of traffic. If you add in some construction that's going on, it just makes it that much worse. I live in Lomita Heights, and they are doing a new sewer project on Shenate, and it's basically the only way, the short way to get to my house. And so that entire road all the way up to my street is blocked off. So they're having us go all the way up and around Fountain Grove, and it takes so long. Usually the commute from my office to my house is about 7 minutes. You add in all of the construction and then the traffic that's caused because of it, it takes me about 20 minutes just to get home. And that's only in one little tiny spot in Santa Rosa. So I gotta say that's number one on my list. The second reason why not to move to Santa Rosa, California has to be the weather. Now, I specifically say this because I know in California we are absolutely spoiled when it comes to great weather. It's usually only bad maybe 1 or 2 months out of the entire year. But here in Santa Rosa, I've noticed a trend. Anytime it rains, it just completely makes the already bad traffic situation that much worse. When there's a little bit of rain that starts sprinkling out of the sky for whatever reason, everyone forgets how to drive, it backs up the highways, it makes your commute to work just absolutely terrible, and it's gonna take you way too long just to get home, just because of a little tiny bit of rain. Now again, I think it's worth mentioning, the weather here is absolutely perfect. You can't ask for much better weather, but for whatever reason, when there's just a little bit of rain that hits the ground, people forget how to drive, it causes traffic, it causes accidents, and it's just no fun. Reason number three of why not to move to Santa Rosa, I have to say, is the growth. Now, it hurts my heart to say this because it's always good when a city is getting bigger and is thriving and there's new people coming. But for all of us locals, we are starting to see a trend, and that is our little tiny city is just getting way too big. It's not a secret anymore. People like it. It's Northern California. We're pretty much as far north as some people want to go and still have luxuries like downtowns, great cities, amazing amenities, great food, great restaurants, and all of the above. I know for me personally, being born and raised here, you know, the city is getting bigger. I mean, you just can't deny that. We're seeing a lot of new homes being built right now. Maybe not. Inventory is still so low, but there will be more homes. This place is going to get overpopulated. It looks like the infrastructure from the very beginning is really starting to hit Santa Rosa kind of hard. Parking, it's getting a lot worse. It's definitely harder to find spots if you're out and about. Grocery stores, lines in grocery stores and places like just basically everywhere are getting longer, and this, you can just definitely tell overall the city is getting crowded. Now, for the longest time, it seemed like, again, I mentioned this in the beginning, but Santa Rosa was kind of a secret. Now, I think since the pandemic hit, I think we're getting a lot of people moving here from San Francisco and down south. So our city's just kind of getting overrun, right? Like, there's just more people coming here. Now, it is great. people want to come to Santa Rosa, that is amazing, but you know, it's definitely starting to take a toll on our little city. Number 4 on the list is, should be no surprise to you guys, it is expensive here. The cost of living is high. I'm gonna put that into full context for you. I'm gonna read off a chart here that ranks Santa Rosa in certain things amongst the national average. So if you're like, if there's a sliding scale and 100 is our US average, for food, Santa Rosa is at 109. So if you're going into the grocery store, if you're going into the restaurants, we are a little bit more expensive than the US average. Housing, we are at 250, and 100 is kind of the median, the average, and that should be no surprise to you. Real estate here in California and Santa Rosa specifically, it's crazy. And guess what? The prices are just getting higher. We're gonna go into a little bit more info on that later as we progress into the real estate topic of this video. But yes, should be no surprise, real estate, housing, 250, and 100's our median. And last but not least, transportation is ranked 103. And again, the US national average is 100. So should be no surprise, Santa Rosa, it's just expensive to live here. Now to touch on a little bit more of the real estate aspect of things, right now in the entire nation, not just including Santa Rosa, we currently have a lack of inventory. That means there are simply not enough homes on the market right now to fulfill the buyer's demand. So what happens then, right? Supply and demand, we're just seeing prices go up and up and up. Some say we're at the top, some say it's just the beginning. Who knows? But all I know is right now prices are definitely going up. There's no signs of them slowing down. What happens is multiple people like one house, they bid on that home receives multiple offers. Next thing you know, it's selling for $100,000 over the asking price, which then raises the value on every single home in its area if it is a comp to that home. So it should be no surprise, it is expensive to live here. So number 5 on the list is a lack of things to do at night. Now, Santa Rosa is considered a big city here in Sonoma County, but if you look at it from a standpoint of someone who's really coming from a big city like LA, Santa Rosa is tiny. And if you are a partier, if you like to go out after hours, if you like to go out to the bars, if you like to stay up all night, Santa Rosa may not be the place for you. We do have a couple bars here, of course. Our downtown has several. But for the most part, if you're really looking to go out and be active and hang out with friends late at night, you know, Santa Rosa may not be the place for you. If you've made it this far into the video, please do me a big favor, hit that like button, because I guarantee number 10 is going to shock you. I've saved the best for last, so let's get right back into the video. Number 6 on the list for me is gotta be food options. Now, if you are someone who likes to stay healthy, you know, you like to diet, you like to do all sorts of these things, it is so hard to stay on a consistent diet and eat super clean here in Santa Rosa, at least for me, because there are so many options, so many good places to get amazing food. Now, I will say though, in Santa Rosa's defense here, we do have some great local spots that are kind of on the outskirts of town, and in other cities like Sebastopol, they're like probably number 1 when it comes to like vegan choices and healthy options. But in Santa Rosa, we do have some, but it's certainly overcrowded by burger places, amazing Mexican food, which I'm never gonna complain about, and local delis with like meats and all sorts of these good foods. So it is hard to stay consistent if you're trying to eat clean and live a nice, clean lifestyle. Santa Rosa, there are way too many temptations. Number 7, I hate to even bring this up, but as of the last couple of years, you just have to. It is definitely a con to Santa Rosa, and that is we get fires here. For whatever reason, you know, in 2017, we were devastated by the Tubbs fire, absolutely came out of nowhere. You know, during my lifetime, we haven't had a fire that big. It completely devastated all of Santa Rosa. Fountain Grove, some neighborhoods were just completely wiped out, and I gotta say, it absolutely sucks to think about that. And it always seems to happen in October. For whatever reason, the city just gets way too dried out. We don't get enough rain during the winter months, and this place just catches on fire. For whatever reason, it sucks, it's terrible. But now that I have a family I have a child. It's not just me anymore. It's my wife and I taking care of our 1-year-old son. It's definitely something you have to think about. You know, come October, you got to make sure you have bags packed if you live in certain neighborhoods that are more prone to getting these fires. And just overall, it's not something fun to think about. I remember back in 2017, you know, you think about a huge disaster like that and you don't think about the little things like how hard it's gonna be to leave your home, not only for sentimental reasons, but because of traffic. If you are evacuated from your home, the odds are your entire neighborhood is, and maybe the entire city is, like basically it was back in 2017. So there's gonna be a lot of traffic. It took me about an hour just to get on the freeway last time the fires happened. And now that I have a 1-year-old, that's pretty scary. So we gotta just plan, we gotta prepare, we gotta be ready for whatever happens. If that means we have to have bags packed, that's what we have to do. But again, a con to living in Santa Rosa, absolutely. Number 8 on the list kind of piggybacks off of the fires in 2017. When we had those fires, we had to rebuild, right? So there was a lot of new homes coming up, and a lot of those homes were tract homes, extremely close together. So in Santa Rosa, you see that quite often now. You know, back in the early days, Santa Rosa was so diverse in different styles of homes. Now you can drive around and see the same style of home depending on what neighborhood you're in, if that neighborhood was affected by the fires or not. And it's just kind of a bummer to see, kind of takes that charm away from the city a little bit. And it's definitely a reason that may hinder you from moving here. Number 9 on the list, Santa Rosa is pretty big. As I mentioned earlier, it has about 200,000 people that currently live here. So depending on where you live, getting around, coming to downtown, these things may take you some time. Freeway access, you know, depending on where you live, if you're on the outskirts of town, if there's traffic, what time it is, all of these things matter. And if you're just going to take a short trip to downtown, again, depending on where you live, it can take upwards of 20-25 minutes. And number 10 on the list, I told you it was gonna be my favorite, and that is negative people. Now, we do have some negative people here in Santa Rosa because at the end of the day, it is just a city. There's good, there's bad, and there's everything in between. But for those people who are negative about Santa Rosa that still live here, I gotta say, you know, if you're someone thinking about moving here or spending some time here, whatever the case may be, definitely do your own research. Don't just listen to one person, don't just listen to one source. If you're watching videos, if you're doing Google searches, things like that, go to different sources, get a bunch of different opinions, and better yet, come here, experience it on your own, and make up your own mind about it. And that is going to wrap up this week's video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more videos just like it, please click that like button and hit that subscribe button so you're notified next time I drop a video. Again, I drop one video every single week, so hit that sub button if you want to be notified when that happens. Also, I just rolled out a podcast, so if you're more of a listener than a watcher, make sure you go to any podcast platform that you listen to your podcast, type in Living in Sonoma County. It would mean the world to me if you subscribe to it, downloaded it, followed it, and all of the above. Even leave me a review on iTunes. I would greatly appreciate it. And of course, if you guys have any questions about Santa Rosa, moving here, maybe you're looking to move out, whatever the case is, at the end of the day, I am a real estate agent. I make these videos for fun, but I'm a real estate agent, and it is my passion, and it is what I love to do. And I would love to help you out if you are thinking about buying or selling in the Sonoma County area. And that's gonna wrap this one up. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.